Ah! Hey guys, what's going on? Too Lazy for Life here, bringing you another episode of Fate Zero. Last episode, episode 15, we finally defeated Caster. Caster is... yes! Caster and Ryunosuke are finally gone. No more harming children. Those two were just really making me sick. And I like... Thank Lord somebody finally just... got rid of them. We don't have to see them again. Okay, they were interesting characters. I'm not gonna lie, they were interesting characters. Okay, especially Caster's voice actor, as much of a lunatic as he was. Okay, he was still a very unique character, very interesting voice to listen to in this series. Just adds more to the horror, dark, sick theme of this series. That's probably the only thing I'm gonna miss about Caster being gone. Ryunosuke, that I don't miss him at all. Bye-bye. See you later. Nice knowing you. Actually, no, not nice knowing you. Just bye. In episode 14, we got to see Ryunosuke get sniped by KRITTSUGU, and he's dead. Okay, he's permanently dead now. Episode 15, the previous episode, Saber got to unleash her noble phantasm. Oh my god. When that scene was playing, when Saber was standing there, okay, on the river, and she was charging up Excalibur, okay, you see all the energies, all the particles just flowing into that sword, and she was building up, okay, that one hit demolishing blow, and that OST. Oh my god, I need to get my hands on that. I need to get my hands on that OST. That OST was just... That was beautiful. It was total eargasm. That was pretty much the general gist of last episode, just finishing off Caster. Caster in his final moments saw a glimpse of Joan of Arc, I could see why he mistaken Saber for Joan of Arc. They seem to have almost the same face. Coincidence? I don't know. I don't think in real life history they did look the same. Especially since in real life history, King Arthur's a dude. So I don't think they could have looked the same. If you guys know the reason why, leave it down in the comments below for me to look at. Alright, so I'm gonna move on now to episode 16, guys. Let's go. What's KAYNERETH doing in the church? Why is KAYNERETH here to go get the reward? Lancer didn't land the killing blow. It was Saber. What the heck? What the heck was that with Irisville? Why was she bleeding out black goo from her eyes and mouth? What the? I gotta tell you guys, I am warming up to this intro, this opening. Yeah, I'm starting to like this intro. You didn't defeat Caster. Oh! Oh! What? Maya, what? Oh, what the heck? She just cut off a... Whoa! This is how we're starting this episode out. Yeah. He doesn't regret it. Yeah, KAYNERETH, you're just meals on wheels at this point. I don't know how on earth you're gonna plan on continuing going through this grill war. You're actually giving him a command spell. Yo, KAYNERETH. I hate to tell you, but you only have one command spell. About the other two. I hope you continue to fight as a noble master. KAYNERETH! What are you doing? Oh my god! What's going on this episode? Kirei's dad's now dead? Not like you had a choice. Ooh, Lancer. That cuts deep with Lancer. Oh, you mad, bro? You mad? You here? Are you here for your duel? Really? They don't know. I mean, Saber wouldn't be the person to lie about something like that. Being such an honorable character. So these two don't know what's going on. We have a score to settle. She's deliberately not using her left hand. She wants to pick up where they left off exactly how it was. Are these two actually gonna fight to the death? Oh no! Oh! Oh! What's this? Dear scroll. An unbreakable contract. Forbidden from harming. What's the condition? It's a soul-binding contract. On what condition? What? Oh my! No! You can't be serious! Get your servant to commit suicide! That's it! That's how Lancer goes! What? What? What the fuck's going on? Oh, what is going on this episode? I cannot believe a man like you would use the grill to save the world. Spill the fucking beans! What the fuck is going on? This is the first time you've seen how I do my killing. I mean, yeah. I mean, technically that's true. Even taking of human life, otherwise war would bring hell to this world. It is hell itself. Humanity has not advanced a step past the Stone Age. Deep down, you must have wanted to become a champion of justice. I think Saber's hit the mark. I'll make sure the blood spilled in Fuyuki is the last blood ever spilled. Well, now what? Oh. What did I just watch? This is how I'm gonna start my day. This is the first episode that I watched today, okay? This is the first episode that I watched today, guys, in case you want to know, in case you were wondering. I just got thrown into the deep end, literally right off the bat. What in the heck was that episode? What on earth did I just watch for the last 24 minutes? Are you serious? There's just too much to talk about this episode. Okay, let's just try and get through this. So first of all, okay, I'm gonna go through this in chronological order. Otherwise, my thoughts are gonna get mixed up. I've already got too many things going through my head right now, and even during that episode, there was so much to process. I didn't even know whether I could have comprehended it all. We start this episode off with KAYNERETH in the church where Kire's father, the observer of this war, is currently residing. And he's there asking for a command spell as a reward for defeating Caster. Now, here's the thing, right? Caster wasn't defeated by Lancer. Did Lancer? I can't remember. Did Lancer even do anything that fight? I think Lancer just blew up the fighter jet Berserker was using to try and take out Saber. I don't think Lancer actually helped attack and defeat Caster. Saber landed the killing blow. And yet this pathetic Meals on Wheels went to the church to go claim the reward for himself. Kire's father, in the end, after enough persuasion, decided to hand over one of the command spells to KAYNERETH. And the irony, the last words Kire's father said to KAYNERETH, "I hope you continue fighting nobly in this war as a master." And then as he walks off, KAYNERETH just shot him in the back. He's dead. Kire's father is dead, killed by KAYNERETH. I don't know how Kire's gonna fucking feel about this. He's probably gonna be mad as fuck. But he can't even do anything about it because KAYNERETH is also dead, which I'll get onto. I'll get onto that last, okay? And then his wife Sola was standing, where Lancer last left her on the top of that high-rise building. Her hand got cut off. Her fucking hand got cut off. Mayo just came out of nowhere with a tactical combat knife and just butchered her fucking right hand off just to take her fucking command spells. And this happened in the space of like 5 minutes. And then Maya just knocked out Sola and then just shot the hand to destroy the command spells. Oh, what? It's even more ironic, okay? I was thinking at the time, but I didn't have enough of an opening in order to just continue running commentary. But it's kind of ironic because Sola's words to KAYNERETH when she was trying to get him to relieve his command spells was that, hey, you better give them to me willingly, okay? Otherwise, I might just have to chop off your arm in order to get those command spells. and that's the way she went. That's the way she went. She got her arm chopped off to get those command spells. I just saw the sweet irony in that, okay? I know she's a thought, okay? I know she's a two-timing thought, but come on. She's still pretty cute. It's chopped her fucking right hand off. It's just so fucking brutal. The way Maya and KRITTSUGU does things, it's just so freaking brutal. That was the first half of the episode. The next half was basically Saber found Lancer and his master's hideout. And, Saber's there to go settle the score. It seemed like Saber said, hey, all of the other servants, all of the other masters, they're done for tonight, okay? They're done for tonight. There'll be no more fighting between anyone else. Everyone else has basically gone to bed. Okay, it's just you and me. No one's going to disturb us. We can settle the score right here. You and I can have our duel right here and basically pretty much be guaranteed of not being disturbed. Okay, so let's have our duel tonight and finish where we left off. Okay, and settle this once and for all. This has been a long time coming. Okay, these two have been trying to find some free time to be alone together, to just, have their honorable night's duel and just get things over with. And yeah, tonight was that night. And those two, I mean, I even said it during the episode, right? Are these two really going to actually duel to the death? Are they actually gonna try and kill each other? I personally don't think they were going to kill each other. Those two seemed like they were having too much fun, sparring one another. I just personally couldn't see that how either one of them would land the killing blow and kill the other person. I think even though those two aren't, you know, aren't in a relationship, they're not in love with one another per se. I think those two just liked each other a little bit too much, okay, as bros to actually kill each other. And during that duel, KAYNERETH, again, being the pussy that he is hiding behind a pillar, just peeking around the corner, and KRITTSUGU was there in the shadows with his wife at gunpoint. Tossed him over that soul-binding contract saying, I won't hurt you anymore. I will leave you alone for the rest of my life, okay? And I'll never come and hunt you down again. But you have to forfeit, okay, in this Grail War. Your time in this Grail War is done. You have to surrender right now. And this was a soul-binding contract. So the moment KAYNERETH signed it, like, it was a guarantee. KRITTSUGU would never be able to touch KAYNERETH ever again, even in death, because the contract binds to the soul. It's a magical contract. At the time I didn't know what the condition was. KAYNERETH said, you know, my time in this war would be over if I were to do it, and then suddenly it just cuts the saber with blood splattered across her face, and then you just see Lancer's spear on the ground with a pool of blood around it. And then you cut to the wide shot. Lancer fucking impaled himself. Lancer impaled himself. The fucking condition was to use the last command spell to make Lancer commit suicide. What? As if I didn't have enough stuff this episode to fucking think about. You go throw that at me at the last minute. This episode literally just cranked the dial up to like 9,000. It's over 9,000! Like, if you thought things previously shit was hitting the fan, if you thought previously things were going tits up real hard, this episode literally just was like, ha, that's a good joke. Let me show you my episode, huh? Episode 16 is like, am I a joke to the rest of you previous episodes? Poor Lancer. You can even see from the talk he had with KAYNERETH earlier in this episode and all the other, and his flashback and everything about Lancer. Lancer just wanted, for once in his life, to just serve one lord, one master, faithfully to the end, with no hiccups, no scandals, no drama. And that was his one and only wish. He didn't even want the Grail. He just wanted to prove that, hey, since he's back now in this life, he can try and redeem his honor and prove to himself and prove to everyone else that he can actually serve one master faithfully and just be an honorable knight with no fucking bullshit. Not only did that not go well for him, and history was literally repeating itself because Sola, KAYNERETH's wife, ends up falling in love with him. No, exactly the same as how the king's daughter fell in love with him back when he was actually alive during his time. And, you know, even KAYNERETH knew that. KAYNERETH called him out on it, saying, I know what you're up to. Okay, this is just like in your legend. Okay, you love to swindle people out of their fucking fiancés. You could see Lancer did not take those words kindly. Lancer did not like those words. Those words definitely triggered Lancer. He definitely doesn't want to be reminded of that curse of his, okay, of his good looks ruining the fucking lives of both himself and everyone else around him. Not only was he unable to fulfill that wish, okay, of being able to just serve with honor, but in the end, he didn't even manage to have an honorable death. He didn't even manage to have his other secondary wish of just being able to have a nice knightly duel with Saber and just be laid to rest, you know, peacefully. He had to go out like that. He had to go out having committed suicide, spearing himself, and then you could see him. He disappeared in anger, blood pouring out of his eyes, his mouth, and just cursing the world, just cursing everybody for just being such fucking scum. It was so painful to watch. I was borderline about to cry. I was on the verge of tears just seeing Lancer fade away like that. And you could see the horror on Saber's face. It's like, what the fuck just happened here? This is basically like my facial expression at the time. What the fuck is going on? And then after that, okay, the final part I'm gonna get onto now. KAYNERETH was like, okay, so I've upheld my end of the bargain. You're gonna leave me alone now, right? KRITTSUGU was like, yeah, sure, I'll leave you alone. You know, that's what the contract said. Didn't say anything about my partner though. And then suddenly, you just see the fucking bullets just go through KAYNERETH and out through his back. And the thing was, he was cradling Sola in his arms in front of him. So the bullets went through Sola first and then out through KAYNERETH's back. Fucking Maya just shot both of them and killed both of them at the same time. And then you just see Sola just flop to the floor in a splattered mess, fucking smeared all over the floor, and then KAYNERETH is just there, just scrambling away, crawling away, just kill me, please. KRITTSUGU's like, sorry bro, can't touch you. And Saber had to just come over and just dispatch him, okay, instantly, just to put him out of his misery. I don't know what to say. At that moment, okay, to finish off this overly long post-episode discussion, okay, I'm gonna try and wrap this up as quickly as I can. The final bit of this episode I want to talk about was that discussion that Saber and KRITTSUGU had at the end, okay, the confrontation. The talk that these two had was very, very similar to the Banquet of Kings, okay. In the Banquet of Kings, we had the confrontation between the three kings, Archer, Ryder, and Saber, in that courtyard, in that garden rooftop of the Ironsburn Castle, discussing the ideologies of what it meant to be a king. In this case, with the servant and the master, with Saber and KRITTSUGU, it's now a conflict of ideologies of what it means to be a hero, of what it means to be, you know, a savior. Saber, being the righteous, noble, honorable figure that she is, she believes that even when it comes to taking human life, there needs to be some kind of law, there needs to be some kind of ideal when it comes to doing something like that. Otherwise, war would just be hell. You need to do things, you know, with some degree of decency. KRITTSUGU is like, you hear this girl? Did you hear this little child here speaking such a nonsense to me? No. You are exactly the people that I hate. Throughout all of human history, humans have not advanced past the Stone Age because every single era, you morons just don't get it. You guys just don't learn your fucking lesson every single time. And that is every single time when it comes to conflict, everyone just gets dazzled, just gets blinded by this shining figure. Okay, this glorified leader that just leads all of the sheep, all of the mindless sheeple into battle for their own, for his or her, for their own ideals, leads them all into glorious conquest, okay, for the sake of one side's beliefs against the other side's beliefs. Kinda like it is today. So even in the current day, people still haven't fucking learned anything. What KRITTSUGU said, everything that KRITTSUGU said wasn't wrong. Okay, the thing, it's the same as in the Banquet of Kings. What Saber and Ryder and Archer said on that rooftop, none of them were wrong. It's just the fact, it's just different takes. In this case, what KRITTSUGU said, he's not wrong either. Okay, it's just the fact that his methods are just slightly unorthodox, slightly inhumane, and obviously anyone with a sense of morality, sense of humanity, has any sense of, you know, honor and virtue and all of these other superficial, you know, made up, you know, mental crap, they probably will not like the way KRITTSUGU does things. KRITTSUGU, it seems, is a very, very practical person now. He's just cold-hearted, just emotionless and ruthless in the way he does things. As long as he gets the job done, he doesn't matter what it takes to achieve that goal. He will do anything that he can possibly do, that he's possibly capable of, in order to complete the mission, even if it's ethically, okay, wrong. KRITTSUGU doesn't care. As long as he gets the job done, that's all that matters to him. So that's the reason why Saber doesn't like the way KRITTSUGU does things. KRITTSUGU's like, in every single age, in every single era, there's always just this one glorified figure that leads all of the mindless sheep into battle to follow them, okay, into glorious conquest for their own ideals. And what does this tend to lead to? Sure, it leads to victory for one side, but when it comes to victory for one side, there's always going to be a loss for the other side. In the end, no matter who wins and who loses, ultimately for all of humankind, it's a loss. It's inevitably a loss because people will die. People will lose their lives over such pointless conflict, and I'm sick and tired of seeing it every single fucking day, every single era. Humanity just keeps on shedding blood, okay, over such pointless, stupid stuff. Basically, KRITTSUGU said to Saber, the blood spilled in Fuuki, the blood here in this Holy Grail War will be the last blood ever spilled. I'm guessing from the way he said it, will be the last blood ever spilled, period, on this planet for all of humankind. With the Holy Grail that I am going to win, I'm going to bring about world peace. I'm going to end world suffering once and for all, and everyone will get to live happily ever after. And I don't care if I have to shoulder the burden of all of mankind. If I have to bear the burden of all of mankind's sins upon my shoulders, I don't care. Okay, I will happily do it if it means to save all of mankind in this whole planet once and for all, and no one will have to cry anymore, and no one will have to fight anymore, and everyone can just live happily ever after. KRITTSUGU just doesn't agree with the way Saber thinks. It's just like, you know, you historical noble figures, you are part of the problem. It's because of people like you in every era that many people have to pointlessly lose their lives. You guys just lead people to their doom. Saber's final words to KRITTSUGU was like, based on what you've just told me and the amount of hatred that you seem to harbor for just the world and for people in general, it seems like in the past you must have been betrayed. You back when you were younger, you must have wanted to be a hero of justice. You must have wanted to be a savior of the world, and you must have wanted to just, you know, help everybody. And somewhere along the line, you must have failed in doing so, and you must have been betrayed, and it has led you to becoming what you are right now. You know, a man with so much spite, so much hatred, so much anger. And it is true, it's true. It's just like if you look at it in real life. In real life, if somebody, a person back in when they were younger, if they used to be a very, very happy, innocent, you know, ignorant, blissful, naive person that's just very happy-go-lucky, and then suddenly the world turns its back on them, suddenly betrays them, suddenly just kicks them in the nuts, showing them the harsh, cold, unfair bitterness of reality, that person might end up turning into a monster. Kind of like the Joker, right? When Arthur used to be such a kind guy, but then society just spat him out, he ends up becoming a lunatic as well. He ends up being filled with so much hate, so much anger. I think Saber hit the nail on the head with that. KRITTSUGU turned around with that facial expression, that look, that stare at Saber. Seems like Saber's onto something. Seems like he's definitely uncovered KRITTSUGU's secret. Finally, as if there wasn't enough things to talk about, if there wasn't enough things to think about, we fucking end the episode off with Irisfield just collapsing and Saber catching her in her arms. Like, what? I'm guessing this is something to do with that illness, right? That illness that we saw when Irisfield and Saber were at their new hideout in that giant housing complex, where Irisfield lost her sense of grip, her sense of touch. Her body must be just deteriorating right now. Okay, her body must be right now just breaking down. Her health must be breaking down. It must be something to do with the fact that she's kind of just like a test tube baby. She's a defective human being compared to just a natural birthed human being. Seems like the Grail War is taking its toll on Irisfield's physical state. And yeah, it seems like she's now getting even worse. She's now collapsed. And then it fucking cuts to the end credits! Cliffhanger! Okay, guys, I've been rambling on long enough as it is. I think I've been rambling on now for like borderline 25 minutes. I'm gonna cut this video right here, okay, before it becomes an hour long, before it gets too long. That's all of my thoughts. I think that's plenty of my thoughts. That's enough of my thoughts now, okay? That's enough of my thoughts for episode 16 of Fate Zero. Jesus Christ, what an episode. Too much went on. Literally, I literally just got bitch slapped in the face from the moment I pressed play. Alright, so Thank you all so much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed my reaction to this episode. If you've liked what you've seen, leave a like down below, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell icon so that you always be kept up to date with all the latest posts and uploads from me here on YouTube. Do the same thing for my other 2 YouTube channels. Links are given in the video description down below. Follow me on all of my social media platforms. All of the links you need are right down there, guys. Please join the Discord server. It's very empty. It's very lonely in here at the moment. So I'd like you guys to just come in, fill up, join the community, and just become one happy family and just hang out with me. You know, just have a chat about all things anime and video games and, you know, anything else that we have in common with. You know, I very much like that. That's it from me, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time for episode 17 of Fate Zero. Catch you later.